The internet has changed the way we do our business because our prospects don't need us to take them out for lunch. They don't need to learn about us because they have the ability to go online and search on us. So if our prospects, if our buyers have buyer's intelligence, what are you doing to know the other person before you walk in the room? People do business with people who they like, who they trust, who provide value. And it's the accumulation of little things that prove to the other person that you can connect with them. Your prospects, your clients are amazingly passionate about one thing. What is it? Themselves! They're amazingly passionate about themselves. When you know something about another person and they don't know that you know it, how does it make you feel? Confident, powerful. You know, a lot of people think that I'm that Google guy. I'm going to come in and teach you how to use the internet. And that's true. I am going to teach you how to use the tools you already use every day. I'm going to introduce you to the invisible web, websites that you've never even heard of. But it's the why that's most important. What percentage of the free and publicly accessible internet do you think Google even gets to? 5? Who said 5? I heard 5 over here. You're wrong, by the way. It's not 5%. You look like a nice guy. I wanted to give you
15 years of being an event manager, hands down one of the best sessions I've ever attended.
There are billions of files that people post online. Sometimes they're secure, sometimes they're not, if you know how to find them. How do you find documents and files? You use what's called a file type colon search. And without ever clicking on a link, what do I learn? Deb donates to Minneapolis Jewish Family Children's Service, Tom Mator of Minneapolis, the Jewish Day School, and Bethel Synagogue. Why do I care? Because if I'm meeting with Deb on December 21st, what do I not say? Merry Christmas, okay? It's a little thing. Now, am I gonna lose the business if I say Merry Christmas? No. How many of you would like to find email addresses? Well, a lot of what I'm sharing with you today is logical. If I look at these results, I say, yep, those are the exact companies I want to call on. I can put in an alert. My lawyer makes me ask this question before I show you this part. Do any of you have relatives or friends who work at LinkedIn?
It was humorous. He delivered a great message. It was just amazing.
This was incredible. I can't say enough about it. We're all going back and going to be talking about all of these things that we learned today.
There's your phone number. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house, 3,404 square feet, approximately a half acre.
He's a complete and total professional. He has delivered more content in a shorter period of time than really almost anybody else that I've ever worked with in this industry over the last 25 years.
Now I grab the person's name, go back into LinkedIn, paste the name in, part of the company name. LinkedIn says, well, geez, you must know that person if you've got that much information. Here you go.
He gave everyone the chills in the audience. He was so spectacular.
More time is going to be saved, which ultimately is going to lead to better profitability. Second to none.
Sam Richter was the best presenter that we've ever had at one of these events.
Would I have gotten any of that the old way? No. Give people permission to tell their stories. You connect with people. You find something relevant. It's exciting. At the end of the day, it comes down to you. You are the most important person at this company for your client. So today we're going to be talking about sales intelligence. Every sales yes begins with the no. Web search secrets to find information in ways that you never thought possible. And then more important, how do we use that information to find new opportunities, new prospects? How do we connect with people in relevant ways? How do we win more business? So I want you to think about the last time that you met with a prospect. How well did you really know that person? How well did you know their business? Maybe they were a family-run business. Maybe they were a small business. Was their business growing, decreasing in size? Were they adding people? Were they laying off people? Were they looking to merge with somebody? Were they looking to get purchased? How about the individual you were meeting with? How well did you really know that person? Their religious background, their political background, their hobbies. Do they have kids? Do they have pets? I would argue if you don't know the answers to those questions, before you walk in the room, before you do a virtual meeting, before you send an email or a LinkedIn connection, that you're winging it. So show of hands, how many of you have ever winged it before? Where we go into a meeting and we're just not as prepared as we'd like to be. So today we want to answer the question, could our businesses be better with access to better information? Well, I'm going to start us out by showing a quick video of a business owner who's got some pretty cool access to information. Now, she's not in the financial services industry. She's not in the insurance industry. she'd be a great client for many of you if she lived in Australia. She lives in the States. Now, she owns a chain of restaurants, pizza parlors. So of all things, let's see if a pizza parlor owner can do her job better with access to better information.
Pizza Palace, guaranteed hot in 30 minutes or it's free. This is Mary. May I take your order?
Hi, Mary. Yes, I'd like to order.
Is this Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Thank you for calling again, sir. I show your national identification number is 610-204-999-8-45-54610. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. I see you live at 736 Montrose Court, but you're calling from your cell phone. Are you at home?
I'm just leaving work, but I'm...
Oh, we can deliver to Bob's Auto Supply. That's at 175 Lincoln Avenue, yes?
No, I'm on my way home. How do you know all this stuff?
We just got wired into the system, sir.
Oh, well, I'd like to order a couple of your double meat special pizzas.
Sure thing. There'll be a new $20 charge for this, sir.
What do you mean?
Sir, the system shows me that your medical records indicate that you have high blood pressure and extremely high cholesterol. Luckily, we have a new agreement with your national health care provider that allows us to sell you double meat pies as long as you agree to waive all future claims of liability.
What?
Do you agree, sir? You can sign the form when we deliver, but there is a charge for processing. The total is $67 even.
$67?
Well, that includes the delivery surcharge of $15 to cover the added risk to our driver of traveling through an orange zone.
I live in an orange zone?
Now you do. Looks like there was another robbery on Montrose yesterday. You could save $48 if you ordered our special Sprout Submarine combo and picked it up yourself. Comes with tofu sticks. Those are very tasty, sir. Good value, too.
But I want double meat.
Well, I'm sure you can afford the $67 then. You just bought those tickets to Hawaii. They weren't cheap, eh? Oh, but I see you checked out the budget beach bum at the library last week. Up to you, sir.
All right. I'll get the Sprout subs.
Good choice, sir. Gotta watch that waist if you're hitting the beach, eh? 42 inches. Wow. Man, I'd say tofu and sprouts is like required.
That's how much?
Just between you and me, there's a $3 off coupon in this month's Total Men's Fitness magazine. Your wife Betty subscribes to that, right? Anyhow, clip that and it's $19.99 even. Whoa, looks like you maxed out on all your credit cards. Bring cash, okay?
All right, so that was a little bit extreme. Maybe. Now here's the crazy thing. That was a video produced 17 years ago, before this whole concept of big data even existed, and it was produced to scare all of us. And when you produce a video like that, you push the limits. Well, it's really never going to be that bad. Well, fast forward to today. Everything you just saw is not only technically possible, it's already happening. So as we think of big data, we oftentimes think of big data as information that big companies are using to market to us, or big governments using to spy on us. But the reality is all of you have access to big data. There's trillions of pieces of data floating around your head this very second because this room has wireless internet access. The key is, how do we take data and transform that into information, translate information into knowledge, and act on that knowledge to grow our business? And that's what we're going to learn today. I want you to think about, what are the answers? Like, if I could wave a magic wand and give you the answers that you need to know to improve your sales, prospecting, and your business, what would they be? Think about it. Think of those three answers. If I could magically wave a wand and give you those three answers, what would they be? Keep that in your head. Write it down if you'd like, because over the next hour, I'm going to teach you how to answer those questions. Use the internet in ways that 99% of the planet has no clue how to do. Now, any of you here have children? Any of you think your kids are smarter than you on how to use the internet? So at a bare minimum, I guarantee you're walking out of here way smarter than your kids on how to use the internet, and I'll prove it to you. But so what? So you're smarter than a fifth grader. Who cares? It's the why we're here that's most important. Why are we here? Your prospects, your existing clients, are amazingly passionate about one thing. What is it? It's themselves. It's themselves. No offense, they don't care about you. They don't care about your insurance products. They don't care about your asset allocation models. But they're massively passionate about themselves. Yet in a world where we're not given 2 hours to go meet with people over lunch anymore, we're oftentimes given 15 minutes over a virtual meeting, what do we end up talking about? Who do we talk about? All too often we talk about ourselves, because our marketing team put together a beautiful 3-ring binder with 74 different tabs of all the different financial products we can provide somebody, and we're so excited about it we end up talking about ourselves, and our prospects and our clients don't care. So that's the why we're here. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to be really smart on Google, but it's the why we're here that's most important. Your prospects care about themselves. You know, you've all been told you need to market. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on Twitter. You need to be on Facebook. You need to have maybe a radio show, a podcast, and all of those things are true. But they're not going to win you new business. What that does is that gets you people, that gets you prospects into what I call the maybe pile. What's the maybe pile? You're one of three. What's the chance if you're looking at a high net worth individual? She's a surgeon in Melbourne. She's looking to invest a few $1 million. What's the chance that she's looking at multiple advisors? Nearly 100%. So it's no longer enough to be interesting. Interesting gets you in the maybe pile. Interesting is your marketing efforts, your websites, your YouTube videos, your podcasts, your social media posts. Yes, you have to do all of those things because when people Google your name, you have to show up. But it's no longer enough to be interesting because that just gets you into the maybe pile. Now, once you're in the maybe pile, your prospects, in their mind, there are three advisors in the maybe pile. In your prospect's mind, all three of you are equal. All three of you sell the same products. All three of you are going to charge the same. Who do people choose to do business with? People who they like, who they trust. It's no longer enough to be interesting. That just gets you in the maybe pile. To succeed today, you must be interested. What does the other person care about? That's the why we're here. Because when you understand what the other person cares about, before you walk in the room, it gives you permission to ask more in-depth questions. And that's what this is again. It's all about building those relationships, asking questions, building trust with people. It's not how to use Google. That's great. It's the building of the trust. It's the ability to ask those permission-based questions. Okay, guess what? That's the theory of today's program. No more theory. Make sense? Everybody buy what? Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to know more. Now, I'm going to probably violate every known rule of presentations. Typically in a presentation, you're supposed to have 30 slides maybe. I promise to get through my 263 on time. So there's going to be a lot of information. As you can tell, I'm not one of these motivational speakers who climb Mount Everest naked and saved a cat on the way down, and I'm going to give you 3 leadership principles and remind you of the 3 principles. You're going to get about 50 things today. Now here's some good news. You don't have to worry about it. Feel free to take notes. Feel free to take pictures of the screen. You're all going to get access to my 30-page guidebook for free. It's a step-by-step instruction manual that you can download, you can share with everybody on your team. And I'm going to give you a really cool surprise. I'll show you that at the end. If you'd like the guidebook, if you'd like the surprise, let's just take 10 seconds right now. Aim your phone up there and you pull up your QR code. You'll type in an email address. You'll type in a first name. And you'll have access to the tool, you'll have access to the guidebook. And I'll put this up at the end as well. All right, let's dive in. The 6 answers you need to know to improve your prospecting, sales, and business. Now, if you follow this process every time, I will guarantee you it is mathematically impossible not to grow your business. It is. Now, you don't have to follow them in order. That's the other good news. But if you follow these steps, you will grow your business, you'll grow your practice. Now, before we get into the 6 answers, I'm going to, I need to pull back the curtain on The Wizard of Oz. You all remember the movie The Wizard of Oz? And there's all this magic going on in The Wizard of Oz. I'm going to pull back the curtain on The Wizard of Oz. I need to first teach you how to use this tool called Google. I need to put you through Google kindergarten, I suppose. So let's pull back the curtain on The Wizard of Oz, and I'm going to give you some basic techniques. Now, some of you might know some of these techniques. Just bear with me. It'll take me about 5-6 minutes to get through Google kindergarten. So Google kindergarten. What is Google? Google's really nothing more than a big vacuum cleaner. So imagine this big vacuum cleaner going all over the internet, and what it's looking for is websites with words on the page. Google finds a website with words on the page, it flips on the vacuum cleaner, sucks up the words, stores the words in the vacuum cleaner bag. If you go into Google and type in 1, 2, or 3 words, there's no human. It's just a machine saying where do those three words appear most often. So if I go into a search engine like Google and type in insurance, what do I get? Well, I get 80 billion search results. Everything from life insurance to automotive insurance, health insurance, cyber insurance, and everything in between. So the key to effective searching is math. It's a simple mathematical equation. Some of you may have heard the term Boolean logic, actually invented by a 19th century mathematician, a guy named George Boole. He's pretty much the guy that invented the zeros and the ones. Now, if you took a computer science class in the 1970s, even into the early 1980s, you learned Boolean logic. But they really don't teach it anymore. Why? Because the power of really good technology is it's intuitive. I don't need to read the manual. I could take out my new mobile device, I could just use it. I type in Google, I type in a couple words, results just show up. You want to know the problem of really good technology? It's intuitive. You never learn the good stuff. Well, the good news is the good stuff is really easy. The first one's a plus sign. Hey, every result you deliver must have the word insurance, must have the word retirement. Now I'll put in, insurance could be in the first paragraph, retirement could be in the 40th paragraph, but both of those words must appear on the page. I put in a plus sign, a space before and after the plus. Now here's some good news. You don't need to know this one. If you go into Google and type in insurance retirement with no plus sign, you get the exact same results in the exact same order. So why am I showing it to you? Well, next time you're in a search engine, type in two words, no plus sign, and watch what happens to the website address. And you'll notice, in this example, Google will start building that mathematical equation for you. So start thinking mathematically. Now the next one's or in all uppercase. I'm not really sure, am I looking for director or am I looking for manager? OR in all uppercase, a space before and after the or, allows us to expand our search. Now if we put or in lowercase, we don't want to do that, we'll get every website in the world with the word or in it. But or in uppercase, give me this or give me that. Now this next one is super powerful. Show of hands, do any of you use the minus sign when you search? Former librarian, because those are about the only people who know it. Or computer scientist. You'll love this. The minus sign is a filter. It removes bad search results. See, I also know what you're thinking. You're saying, Sam, this is great, but I don't have time to Google people prior to meetings. You don't understand, Sam. I'm short on staff. I've got proposals to write. I've got a business to run. I don't have time to Google people. And you know what? You're right. You don't. Statistically, most of you waste between 2 and 3 hours a day looking for information. Looking for a great Italian restaurant in Perth. Looking for a proposal on your computer. Have you ever done that? Where's that proposal? I know I sent it to the Smith family. Where is it? Looking for that email. I know I sent that email to Sally Johnson. Where is that? Well, every technique I'm showing you in Google Kindergarten also works when you're searching your computer, your network drive, and even your email. The minus sign will easily save you an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. I don't ever do a search without the minus sign. It removes bad search results.